All right. What's up, guys? Hope y'all had a good holidays. Happy New Year to you guys. I didn't get a video out last week. I actually went under the weather. I was under the weather probably most of the week. And I wanted to get a video out. I couldn't bring myself to do it. And so here we are today. I am going to do a video on Tesla. This is our stock. You know, it's what we love. It's what we wake up every day to look at and to look, to see what's going on. And it's what we, I don't want to say what we live for, but, we love Tesla on this channel, and so that's what we're going to be talking about today. I want to talk about something that's pretty plain to see. If you're looking at the screen right now, I know you see this blue, it's a macro trend line here. The same one I've had drawn out for probably over a month now. You see it goes all the way up here. But so we are approaching this macro trend line, which by the time market opens tomorrow, we may either be right up to it or we may even be above it. I wouldn't be surprised if we are above it, actually, because it's been, it's been about, I think, 3 days or so, and Tesla could have been doing a lot of movement since then, and we might possibly be somewhere past that macro trend line, which is a great sign. You see, we are approaching this 200 SMA, which by the time market opens tomorrow, we may be really close to that 200 SMA, or we may even be above it, which would be amazing. Technically, Tesla looks like it wants to go up, guys. However, I've got trust issues with Tesla. I'm not gonna lie. And before I go more into the trust issues, I do want to talk about. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna get a tool going. Brush, yeah. So let me see. Can I zoom in here? See if I can zoom in a little bit. There's a slight gap down here, so it's possible. Let me just that little piece right there. That is a gap. It's a slight gap there, so it's a possibility that we could have dropped to fill that gap, and then we may continue to have gone like this. That is a possibility. I'm not ruling that out. If we haven't dropped yet to fill that gap, there's definitely a possibility that we will drop and fill that gap. Honestly, I want us to drop and fill the gap because I don't want to see any more hindrances for us to go up. We need to just go ahead and fill that gap so that we can, try to make that move up higher, which I think is definitely inevitable. I think we definitely want to do that. I've been seeing on some YouTube channels where guys are saying that, we're going to get a massive drop, or a drop is coming in the market, and I would say, I definitely don't disagree, but I do think that we are going to get some sort of a rally before that happens, which could possibly be this week, first week of the new year. Wouldn't be surprised to see that. But anyway, so yeah, I've got trust issues with Tesla, man. Every time we have tried to break through this macro trend line, we have failed. So with that being said, and when people saying the market is getting ready to drop, let me see. Let me look at SPX. Let me look at SPX and see what's happening. Okay, yeah, I did kind of mark it up a little bit. I think the day a day ago. So you can see we have like this this wedge forming, and depending on how that goes, we could either, break out of this wedge and we go back to approach this macro red line here, which I think is a really, really good possibility that we see happen. We see this would be our push up, right? So this would be our push up here before the drop off, and then before we come back down. So I actually do think this is probably going to break out to the upside. That's going to give the market one last little push up. I think that's going to give Tesla one last push up, and before the potential drop. Now, here's the thing too. A lot of people are expecting the markets to drop, right? Lots of people are expecting what I just said. I think that people are expecting a push up, and then we may, see it push up a little higher, and then we see this drop here. A lot of times, what I have noticed in my very short time of trading, when typically when people or when the sentiment is a certain way, I think market makers, they catch on to the sentiment and then they try to do something that would throw it off a little bit so that they can, take some of our money, especially, us retail traders. They want to take as much money from us as they can. And so when they know that the retail sentiment is a certain way, maybe it's actually going to, like, for example, maybe it's actually going to drop. But what they may do is let us come up here, maybe let us push through and go up even higher before the drop. Because now, as higher as it goes, people are going to be thinking, oh, we're going up, we're actually reversing. And then you start getting this, retail to get in on calls. Next thing you know, thing drops. Retail market makers got us again, right? So I just want to say that to say, be careful, guys. Especially when we get up to, I think we're safe on our way up to at least this macro red line. We're safe. Again, guys, this is the market. I'm looking at SPX, right? So we're safe until we get here. When we start kind of trailing up past here, be careful with getting into calls. What I'd like to see ideally is a retest. I want to see us come back and retest and then go up. Then I'll be more secure on a call. But I wouldn't personally, I'm not going to get into any calls after we get this breakout here. I just don't trust it. That's me though. That's just me. But anyway, back to Tesla. So with that being said, if we get that push up in the markets, very possible that Tesla will break through this macro trend line, push up all the way into this next zone. And then we might potentially see a 200 cross. We might see that cross here. This one here. If we see that, there's a good possibility that Tesla will even continue higher, because we've seen where the market does one thing and then Tesla kind of has had a mind of its own where it decided to do whatever it wanted to do, and the market could drop and Tesla could just keep going. Because don't get it twisted. Tesla is very, very oversold and has been very oversold. And so Tesla's due for a nice move up. So even if the market falls, there is that possibility that Tesla will continue to rally for a bit. So, I think Tesla's looking pretty good. We just have to, break through this macro blue line here, trend line. If we don't, we'll see this down. And if we come back here, we want to see that kind of that double bottom form, and then maybe we can get that push back up. And if not, we're just going back down, guys. So I do think that there's definitely possibility for more downside in Tesla, especially with how weak it has been. However, if it starts to show strength during this week, this remaining part of the week, we should be good. So I don't want to drag this video longer, guys. It's been a while. It's been a week since I've posted a video. If y'all are still with me, thank y'all for being with me. Hopefully this week I'll do a little bit better about posting, giving more updates on Tesla. Thank y'all for watching. Till next time. Peace.